Hello, Divine Sunshiners. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste, Namago. Hello, and welcome to Divine Unisouls 11. This is your host, Divine Sunshine. I pretty much have been out of the weather. I seen it must have been a reader's flu or something going on, because I seen I was not the only one that was just out of commission. I was not able to do any of the podcasts, and I know I'm behind on that. I had ideas and things, and it seemed like I had wanted to, but then I had like health, throat, a lot of congestion. I wasn't the only one that was experiencing that. And then on top of that, I seen one of it. She speaks light language, and she was stating that the feeling of the void, and not just wanting to come on here, was ready to come on, and then my side were hurt, like old hurts. My diverticulitis was kind of flaring up, sides, things that I've seen even other people saying that they felt that it was like a wounds of the past that had been here. I felt like in some ways kind of as being a knight or some kind of warrior. I was stabbed in another life, past life experience in my side. And a lot of times, if I feel like I'm being wounded, it said persecuted, okay, or things are happening to me that's unfair, that kind of flares back up with that. And maybe some of you all would be, welcome to want to put in whatever you feel led to also add on. A lot of things of going on that I could say about channeling and talking, really feeling like an ending of cycles, very much so. A lot of things coming up that's coming back to revisit again. They're saying, I thought I kind of already handled this, but again, we can tell that it's coming back because, again, it's for mastery. Really finding more gifts coming online that had not been before. Third eye energies are more clearer. They're saying that's because, again, some of our divine masculines are or our counterparts. I call it divine masculines because I'm a female, my counterpart is a male. So I would call them divine. Their divinity is coming online. Not saying it all the time that because they're divine masculine. So again, helping us to understand about that labeling too as well. Not saying that again, but because I'm feminine and I am again this time coming around, I asked to come in as a feminine so I could practice my divinity and work on the distortions of me being in the feminine, because I believe in a lot of other past lives I really had good mastery over the masculine side of it. I feel more comfortable in it. I could tell that resonating in the frequency. However, this time I know that I had to work on some things in the female avatar body, and kind of here it's been kind of like a toss, a different kind of feels, and it's interesting. I seen something on the videos talk about sexuality, and seeing that again, some of that again, really understanding how it is to be in your body, to express yourself as a feminine, and then having some of them past lives energies kind of pass it through, saying, is that my energy, is that your energy? Because I know I'm not that okay interested, so I'll just leave it at that. So it's like, again, understanding how we are in that body, getting some of those things are coming, infiltrating these other bodies, and I cannot emphasize that enough about all of that. I'm feeling them like it's saying the surface, and these things are like permeating through and not elevating out of our energy field. This is what's being told to me now. It's like coming out, rising through what you say, the physical, the emotional, the cry. It's all of those things they're saying no longer suits us. It's coming from within and going out, and that's what they're showing me. Understanding this is where we are. A lot of ancestor help. Well, we know we're getting close to. We know about this saying about the eclipse. But you have to remember also that again, we've got the Day of the Dead, and we got October the 30th, where the veil between the physical 3D and the 5D world becomes very, I say, penetratable. Is that the word? Penetratable? You can penetrate. It's I don't know if that word, I ain't gonna use the word permeable, but I don't know about that. But again, it's porous. I like that word too, where it is able to have the energies are really coming through. It's this rise. They keep on saying like whatever it is, this barrier is very thin, and a lot of things are breaking on through to the other side. Really, truly understanding this is where we are on this journey. And understanding that again we're getting help from the ancestors. This is a time again, really they're saying at this time as we're pushing through and really getting rid of some other things, really truly all on your ancestors to help you with whatever you are with it, because they are, it ain't no is it you, amen, or is it you, dad. They're clearly, once you ask and you call on their assistance, they're clearly stepping up and say, okay, you need me, what you need me for? Okay, all right, so let me help you do X, Y, and Z. You clearly can call on those ones that, or they'll either step up and reveal themselves and talk to you as well. Very thin. It's kind of starting now. It depends on how they say it depends on how much you have been used to. My mom called it pulling on that line. I say if you're used to going beyond the veil and talking to the other side, you're going to be able to kind of get like they're showing me like it's saying a sneak preview, or you're being able to, you know how they do like on I know here like different concerts, they call it pre-sale before it be revealed to the public. This is what they're bringing to me, where you will be able to, again, where it's not all the way everybody else, that frequency where everybody else will be online to be able to do that, but at the same time, it's giving you the ability to preview before everybody else is, opened up to that frequency. So that is a good thing. Two things, energies, although again, and it's still on the flow, because again, whenever it is that any information is given or you're drawn to this is information that you need to know. All last week they kept on singing Reunited, and I'm going to pull on that in another video real quick. Reunited, and it feels so good. Now, some of that again is reunited in the physical with your other person. Reunited again is okay. So reunited, that's like a confirmation too. Reunited also means to really be reunited with yourself. Like some of you all is like, let me reintroduce myself. My name is, again, to yourself. Really, spirit, this is where we are, especially when I had listened to someone talking about the Aquarius. Somebody say Saturn return in Aquarius. Again, if your North Node is in Aquarius, those of you all like mine is, and even my divine masculine is also in that. So we're going to start stepping into, and we've been saying that, and I know Steve Tarot has said that, because the eclipse season coming here, getting reset and put on the road that you're supposed to be. Some of us, again, even if you have that Aquarius, to me it seems like if you got your North Node in Aquarius, it's really saying, hey, I hear the song, hey, how you doing, baby, what you been up to, but whatever it is, again, you are really getting stepped forward into, I'll talk about that next then. You're really stepping forward into really getting on purpose on the road you're supposed to. on the road to success. Like I tell the kids, some of you all are on the road to success. You're ready to leave and go on to your next class. This is again because you're ready, you're prepared, you got everything together, you learned all the lessons that you're supposed to, those things, and it is time for you to move forward on the path that you are destined here contractually, soul ways in which you had signed up for. So this is where you are now as far as on this journey and these energies, especially with this eclipse in the shadow. I want to do one on that too, as well, about the shadow work that we have to do, because again, this is coming again, it's crossing over again in order for you to truly come into the light. How you can be able to marry your shadow self and your light. A lot of times we don't want to do the one, we want to stay in the light, but it has been brought to me again. Sometimes the shadow work or the shadow that you have for yourself is not only something that you benefit, but the people around you are able to learn from your shadow. I almost feel like I want to say it again. So that shadow aspect of you is not something that you throw out like the baby with the bathwater. It is something in which you will find out that again, there are other people with me, some things that I can't handle, or some things that is like a within myself that rubs to everyone else, is a way and helps them to be able to spiritual grow as well. So the shadow work that we have here is something again that is a good thing, and also is not only beneficial to you, but it is beneficial to the circle or the connections or the community that you have within you. So in knowing that as well, there is a need, and they're trying to bring this to me again, and on this again, this is a trigger warning too as well. There are going to be some soul for some of you all, this learning of this shadow that's got to be worked on, or these works that you still have to do. There is going to be a point in which maybe the soul mate, as you call it, which is what I have learned even in my being on my so-called sabbatical or time out, in which spirit has put me on to say, okay, to kind of really look and really kind of digest and to marinate in this, of understanding that when I really resonate and being an energy empath, I'm seeing that this soulmate person is still a frequency of me. They're really almost like a carbon copy of me. And understanding and dealing with that, there may be some soulmates. Remember, it could be person, place, or thing. It could come in different forms. It could be a place that you got to go back and revisit. It could be a person, no matter what kind of interest that they are. Again, their soulmate to me, which is, this is a match, soul match. That's what it means to me, to your frequency that you're resonating at that time. So it could be anything like that. That could be that, like, again, like, well, I thought I got over my going to the club phase, and then all of a sudden you're getting drawn back into that life again. That's again because at that time, that's what's up in there. That's something about a lesson that you still have not learned, that's matching your frequency or your soul frequency about what something has to be learned. That again could be a part of your soul contract. So that's where that soul work comes in with. And so we have to understand that again, when these people come in again, it's not for us to put the cross up and say, oh my God, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus or whatever like that. It's like, okay, you know what? You done came back. I've been fighting you for the longest. Let me see how this can be able to be a catalyst, as we say, the catalyst twin or the catalyst soulmate or whatever, to help me to level up, to go to the next level. Now, I don't know who I'm speaking to. Could be speaking to myself, could be speaking to you, whatever it is. But again, this is being brought to me again. There go my notification. This could be brought to us too as well, because a lot of us are kind of closing ourselves up to off to these kind of things. Again, I'm gonna ground myself and center myself. And you put even the violet flame around myself and around you about that again, about any kind of triggering or anything that needs to come up to help you to be able about that, because again, all things hit work for the benefit of good, and everything is all good. That's especially if you, that's the intentions that you set, that whatever it is good and very good, and it's all, everything is working out for my good. We have a lot of things coming up. I keep on seeing a lot of readings, because remember, I'm an energy empath, and if I keep on hitting frequencies, is the same things that keep on coming on. And especially if you're on this channel and you pretty much are drawn to this channel, then again, some things again about that soul match, there's a frequency again of how we are again on the same kind of like boat or wavelength or frequency that we are on. And so again, they keep on talking about things coming back of understanding that there is like some things that are not finished, and there is this thing about us again going back to revisit some things that has not been finished. And so this here with this going on, and some of them saying that the eclipse season is going to be an interesting one. It is most needed that you make sure that you put in your intentions that you set out there, that again, it is about again, everything is working out for my good. All of these ones are in channels have coming up and saying about somebody from the past that you would never thought you've heard from is going to come back and to revisit again. So again, bring that out. Now, whatever it is, it might be some kind of soul match or soul match of frequency that again is still resonating as we're talking about karma, and as way, and I have adopted too as well, as K Moon says, that frequency or that certain vibration that keeps on resonating in your energy field, that you've got to stop and calm it so it can stop and get out of your frequency, out of your energy field. Understanding that again, they might be coming there so you could be able to say eradicate that frequency that's coming in. These big words. If anybody had a conversation with me, say that's not a part of vernacular. No, it's not. So again, it to eradicate this, and in order for you to be able to eradicate, I feel like almost like Baha'í life. It's like, let me look up this word. Why would you choose eradicate? This is interesting. Okay. Radicate. To take root, to become established. Radicate, rooted, deep-seated, firmly established. Radicate, having a root, growing from a root. Having root-like outgrowths at the base of the stipe. Wait, and I think that this person is going to, thank you, is going to come along and to help you to really truly grow roots and get a true foundation, instead of I'm hearing them saying everybody coming along and saying almost like in Coming to America, where it says it's whatever you like, whatever you want, or I can hear the song say whatever you like by T.I., whatever you want. It's like, again, they don't want you anymore about that. And especially if I think about this saying about in the love interest, some of us have been, and let's be honest, when it comes to love, we're so happy to have somebody in our life, and we're find ourselves saying, okay, whatever you want, whatever you like, whatever. And you know, that part of being like Maxwell saying whatever, and not really having a definite way of how you want things to be able to present and come into your life, and say, no, I have standards. No, I have, again, healthy boundaries about what I can and what I can't do. Maybe this soulmate of the past, or this person from the past, or this situation from the past might come back in to revisit again, because it's really trying to test, your spiritual gangster. It's also helping you to, again, to ground yourself and to root yourself into you really having a belief system, an ideology system that's based upon what you have shifted and molded yourself to be now, because you're in a new creature. I'm here to say a new creature in Christ. You are a new person. And some of those stuff maybe need to come back in the test. And this is where the Saturn comes back again, will be Saturn direct, which is again, Saturn is a teacher, a strict teacher. 50s dad is I've been learning from watching everybody's YouTube channels that's like, yeah, that's nice, but I said no, you can't go with that young man. I told you something about him I don't like. And you're like, but Dad, he's captain of the football team, and he's on the honor society, and he contributes to the homeless, and he does donations, and he does all this stuff. And your dad is like, that's nice, Bertina, but I'm telling you something about him I don't like. And my answer is still no. Go sit down and go back to your room. You're like, Dad, you ain't even hear all the side stuff. Hey, my dad, if he got a little something about it, it's usually it's pretty much okay, debate. But anyway, it's pretty much again is a good reasoning behind that. You don't say it much, and most of those 50 dads are not coming don't have that much to say, but when they do say it, it's a rationale. And then sometimes again it's something to be learned from it. However, this is where Saturn is. Okay, it's like a no, it's this. Okay, you're gonna have to learn. There's some things again that say no, I'm bringing it back because you've got to learn. No, I'm bringing it back because it's time now for you to step into your purpose. I think about even my principal, she had shared with us, and I thought that was a fascinating story and always sound the same. She said she came from a lineage of teachers in her family, and that she said that she had got to the point that she had, I'll kind of fumble the whole part so you don't know it's her specifically, but then she said she had got to the point that she's like, oh no, I'm not going into teaching, that's out, I'm gonna go into this field. So she went to be a manager of a corporation, and she found herself saying, hey, I'm doing the same daggone things I would do if I was in teaching. I don't think this is for me anymore. Then found herself to say, okay, she went to be a sub. I said, okay, that's kind of similarities that her and I have. I subbed, and then I became a teacher. And then she said before she was doing that, it's like, oh, you're so great, we want to keep you, same like me. And so then she went on and had evolved and said, okay, I'm going to go back to school because I said I wasn't going to do it. She did go back to school, and it did it, and it came back, and then she evolved into being a principal. She's been a principal for quite some time. So this is the same thing with us. Some of us have not wanted to do that, but that Saturn's dad, or that Saturn energy, as we go direct, it's going to be like the dad I kind of demonstrated with that. My dad wouldn't be there. He had his way. That it could be like, no, I heard your case. I heard your several reasons why you say you shouldn't go into the field of teaching. That's nice. Like, you use it for my principal. But like I said, everything reads and comes up that your gift is in education. That's cute. I told you how they'll do that. They'll listen to, oh, that's so cute. The powers of being. Oh, that's so cute. That's so nice. Hey, don't you think that's cute when she had ideas? Why she coming up with the reasons why she can't be a teacher, can't go into education? That's so nice. But guess what? She's going to go. Yeah, she's going. Okay. And in scene, we're going to put you in the education and you're going to be a principal. So, it's the same thing. Some of you all are in some situations. The spirit has said, this has been cute. You've been kind of skirting around it. The time is now. And, because of that, like I said, you want to see things opening up faster because you're needed. Especially where we're going in the world and where the times are. There are some things that, again, that you're needed. It's some things, again, that they've told me before. That you and your person together collectively have to do some things, and you're needed. They always are reminding me several times that, again, you're not the only one that's got a dog in the fight. Guess what? There are ancestors that are needed for you and your person to kind of go ahead and go forth. There are things in which that even if without your person, it's you that we need you to do and go on for the ancestors to push you, as Oprah Winfrey says, you stand on the shoulders of others in order for you to be here. There's something you have to do. for that. Some of the stuff is not even ancestors. Some of it is past life to end some of that karmic vibrations that keeps on following you through lifetimes after lifetimes that you've got to end, whether it's clearing of the bloodlines or doing things tangibly in the 3D to kind of shift and change things so that vibration or that storyline doesn't keep on continuously on continuous loop and playing over and over again. We've got to make some more choices and we got to be more conscious. Understanding that this is where we are on this journey. Before I forget, also they brought to me, and I was saying, this again on this thing this morning. I was doing my hair, doing some things, and kind of like semi zenning space, kind of like doing things and meditating. And Spirit had brought to me, and I was like, oh my God, I feel like Dr. Martin Luther King said, I've seen the mountaintop. And I have, in the vision that I had seen again, and I said, you have not really allowed yourself to really sit and feel being with your other person or your other self. I don't like the other person, but he is, and my other expression. Really being in the 3D with that and how I'm expressing myself, my outer self, within my inner self. And I told you about the circle. Those of you all, this is your first time seeing there. You're in the circle. Again, you're still tethered. That line is still connected while they're inside the connection. You're still tethered together. That's why, again, you're saying about, I'm going to cut the cords, I'm going to cut this and all that stuff. Again, you're still connected regardless. They showed me in the circle of life. It doesn't matter how it is. Right now, if they're out there exploring, as I said, the twin is exploring, and you're being the lighthouse, which is there centered and being grounded for everything else, and just shining the light as you're doing to the world and to yourselves, and finding you weathering the storm and the seas and things that's going around you. Although your person is out there exploring and gathering information for the connection for both of you all to learn from. And so in understanding that your other self or your other expression or your outer expression of yourself, seeing you create an actual life together and really seeing that. And when I sat in it and I allow myself to do a meditation, and I would also would like to say, even with you, to challenge yourself to sit down and really with your heart and let your heart really imagine and manifest, not your mind, but your heart, and see where it goes and it takes you. Because some of our, like I said, our divine masculines are their heart chakras or the outer twin. The heart chakras is more open, and you can kind of feel more in the connection of how you can be able to manifest and see things for you, the inner twin and the outer, your inner self and your outer self. I don't like that. I'm just trying to help you to be able to see this better. And when I did that and I see, I said, oh my God, this life is like yummy. I could sit with this. I could see this. I just had not been able to see it before. Well, that's because of all the stuff up until now. It did not allow me to. And how, again, connectively, and I can feel energy-wise, how more it is of I'm kind of my outer self is now on board of feeling this now, or this is an option. I really didn't buy into it before, but I'm buying in it now, that this is an option in my spirit. 3D highest expression, I would like somebody say, that's a whole different story about that. I'm not on that. I'm going by what he says. What's in the spiritual is more real than what's in the outer, okay, or in the physical. So doing that and sitting in that and resonating in that, I was like, oh my God, this is yummy. This is true contentment of a life that can be had between my outer self and my inner self. However, as I sat there and I looked, and I'm not going to go into it and share specifics about what was in the vision, not even the vision, about what was being played and shown and again manifested in the heart. But I was like, you know what? In order for this to happen, you truly have to be grounded, which they said about the word that I looked up again, which was, let me get that, because you tell that it's not part of my vernacular. I gotta look it up. Yeah, that's right. Radicate. You really have to radicate some stuff. You got to be really grounded and rooted, because in that life, and I could see this, that it was so heaven on earth. However, it was very much possible that that life can exist, that the human and the ego would be so busy for looking for reasons about why it can't work, or this has probably happened because it's just too easy, or this, or creating situations that had not even existed or manifested in the connection of the way it was flowing, then there was going to be a problem. That is why some of us, again, are in separation, for us to be able to, two things: really truly get in touch with ourselves, to be able to see that when those things happen and those thoughts come up, that we can say, cut it. You know, I seen a lady does light, my baby's not here. They do light language. They like, she closed it and, you know, does all this and starts speaking in those light languages and stuff. And you could tell when she's clapping, it's like it's breaking that frequency, that vibration up. Understanding that we have to have mastery over this mind there, because it would take you, I could feel myself as I'm observing the life that I know that I'm destined to have, and I can see at the same time how I could go and veer off and self-sabotage that. I also can see, when I was looking at the manifestation in my heart, how again that if it would have happened earlier in the journey, I wouldn't have been ready. And I really would have self-sabotaged it. And it would have been no way in which that we could have lasted, or could that frequency of a relationship could be maintained and kept. Or even if it was a chance to be able to reboot later with the hurt and the woundedness and the distortion that I was carrying earlier. Okay, so that's another thing. Another thing between with that again is we have to make sure that again that both parties again are ready, because like I said, you can again mess this up. And that's why again sometimes that separation, thank you, you tell I had lost it, that separation period is needed. And these traumas or these situations that are challenging, if you want to put it that way, have to happen, because, and we heard it and we think, oh, that's such a damn cliche, I don't want to hear that crap no more. But again, in order for you to be able to have, you must have rain in order to have sunshine. And I'm not saying that because, again, that's my name. The reason why, again, you have to, because, again, they was telling me, if you did not, or if he did not go through those types of situations, or that situations or connections or relationships or whatever, he or you would not be able to recognize how sweet it is to be and to honor it. That again, that when you find yourself going in those drifting off moments, or that letting the ego, that again, that you won't yank yourself and say, no, I've been there. I've been in a failed marriage, or I've been with a toxic family member, or I've been where again stuff ain't flowing right. And you know, at first I thought because of family patterns or experience I had before, that toxicity is just the normal. It's a norm. That's how you suppose. That's how everybody lives. You know, and sometimes people, the way they've grown up, that's exactly what they feel, and they feel that that is their divine truth. But that's just the truth. That's just a truth. but that's not the divine truth. That's just a truth in which a way of living that they had. So now they understand, well, wait a second, I ain't got to, I ain't got to be in a relationship where I'm giving, but I don't give back. And that now I kind of recognize what it is to be with a person that when I give, I'm giving 50, they giving 50. Or if they give 100, I honor that. They say, oh my God, you want an extra mile, and I'm not finding myself wanting to manipulate, take advantage of it. That's the old toxic way. That's the way I was learned. My family values had taught me to take advantage of that. Like really, when I see that happen, I'm honoring that. That's like that Ace of Cups, or that I know Steve Terrell talk about, instead of you drinking a cup of sand, this is really some water. This is like a quenching of a thirst, that again, that's that eternal quench, that being in this relationship, it thirsts, and I don't want to thirst for anything else. That's all I want, is that. Because I know now that it satisfies me. If you get your person before that, and that what I've seen, as I say, I've been to the mountaintop. I've seen the other side. I ain't going like Dr. Martin Luther King. I don't need nobody assassinate. Anything like that. Okay, God bless the King and his channel. That ain't what I signed up for. I signed up, but maybe a part, I put this way, that we compromise. Maybe a part of me after this today will die, will transform again, as far as on the spiritual, to open myself to be able to say, I seen it, I want to live it, I am going to live it, that is my life. And then again, I understand that what comes with that, certain things have to, again, there's a rebirth. There's got to be a phoenix. That's got to happen. This Saturn indirect is going to help you to do that again. And like I said, you got your Aquarius in the North Node, or the universe is really going to push you and kick you. I'm seeing it like a boot to your ass to say, okay, it's been nice, that was cute, we thought that was cute, wasn't that cute? Yeah, that's cute, Ralphie. Yeah, that was cute. My was that? Yeah, Archie said, yeah, that was cute, but I knew that wasn't gonna last. And the ancestors like, we know her well. We know the past, because we did the same thing when we was human. And we tell you right now, that way it ain't going to work. And matter of fact, we want that to shut that down. That's why we sent you to come and set that down. We going to make sure we going to be there with you to make sure that that shuts down, and that will not continue on generations on from this point on. This is where we are. Understanding that, again, on this journey, that where we are, we've got to get ready. And I know I have said that, and a lot of times, like I said, on this channel, I'm not even just talking to you, but I'm talking to myself. I look back and I look and I see about what is going on and what needs to be changed in me. And when I look and see it again, when we're talking about divine timing, and I know I hear Steve Terrell talk about this all the time, and saying, right now, divine timing setting is now. It is true. It is a set up for some of us that had a setback for a come up. Okay. And so this here, where we are now, is setting the stage, literally. Again, because this is where, again, like they had said in my last reading, where you've got to, again, keep your vibration high, celebrate the joys of your divine feminine energies that you can, again, about celebrating you, about what things are changing within yourself. I have been very conscious, very self-conscious of making sure that I'm celebrating whatever. If I remember something, or after I get off of this, I'm saying thank you, you did do the video like you had promised. Doing those things, it is very important that we are, again, concentrating on self, keeping the high vibe. And if you can't, like the old folks, like the ancestors, the grandma said, if you can't say nothing positive, they saying, baby, don't say nothing at all. This is what the ancestors are saying collectively. Don't say nothing. If you can't say nothing positive about your other self or your outer self, then let it go. They even got on me this morning. My fire detector kept going off. And I was letting the DM have it. I was having conversation. I was answering back and forth, to my thing because said, eep, eep. I said, oh Lord. And I said, don't worry about it. You know, it just does that. She said, that ain't nothing spiritual, ain't nothing wrong. You just changed the battery. I said, I sure did. And she said, it's going to last for a couple minutes. I said, okay, if the way I'm thinking and about what I'm talking about my other self or my outer self is wrong, then that if you stop, then I'll stop thinking that way. 30 seconds. No more beep, beep, beep. I said, okay, I got it. I'm finished with it. So whatever way we show up, we going to let it go. That's why I said, again, the veil is thin. And you're not the only one that has a dog in the fight. These ancestors want you to win. Again, the spiritual, your light worker, your teams, beings of light, beings, not be a light, or powers that be, powers of being, have a dog in the fight, which means they are there, they want to rally, and they have an investment in you. The universe has an investment in you. Your soul has an investment in you. Your outer self or your outer you has an investment in you. So it's not just you only. And I think, again, we keep on stressing that it's just you only. And we feel very alone. But I told you before, and they stressed that so many times to us, you're never alone. Not ever. Alone. Even when I'm talking to you, I can see my shadow back there moving while I'm moving. That right now is right there telling you you're not even alone. So again, it's like I got the light and the shadow. So again, you're not literally alone. So I just wanted to drop that off to you. I'm gonna do a quick. I see I will be up at 7. Real quick thing, I'm going to limit myself. 15 minutes on that one, 15 minutes about the shadow, 15 minutes about what is this reunited and it feels so good. What is those energies about? Okay, so this is, thank God, I'm temporarily almost finished with that. Maybe when I'm finished with it, I'll do a big reveal and show you what they've been working on down here in my basement as well. It's not finished. I pray for these people that they do the job, the next phase of it, and do it on time and get out of here on that one. It has been nice, it's been real, but they've been tying up my space. I've been missing my little area down here because even when I came down, my mom was like, oh my God, the energy is so different. I said, yeah, that's because I got to get down into my sacred space and charge myself around here. So again, that is it. If you need a reading and you've been instructed, again, I'm just going to let Spirit guide you too as well as far as what you need. I'm not putting out any specials out there, anything like that. It'll let me know when it's time. But again, always, if you need anything like that, I'll make time. Just give me a week or it might be right then and there. Most of the time, I do all my readings on the weekends. I just keep it 100. That's when it's usually flowing because right then I'm kind of concentrating on the school, trying to get that together. So I do my readings on that. So if you contact me now, probably my turnaround will not be into next weekend. Okay, so I'm just keeping 100 with you all about that. All right then, so as always, again, it's so good to see your face. I know you all have been listening to my voice behind the scenes, but that's all right, because other people do that stuff and showing the oceans and things like that, and that's a great, to me, thing to, again, listen to the voice and a vibration. You get a lot from that too, well, so then just looking at the face as well. But it's always great to see you, and so glad to see you face to face now. So again, thank you for finding my channel. Anytime you find this, is for you to listen. There's good stuff in here. Again, thank you for hitting like. Thank you for hitting share. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the notification bell to say you want to do all. So I appreciate that so very much for you all being on my channel, rocking with me all this time. Or if this is your first time, welcome. And I hope to see you back again. As always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste and Namago. All right, until next time. Love you.